All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video, and it's the first. It's up at the beginning of the month, so we're going to be doing a market watch style video. I plan on doing these at the beginning of every month, maybe not on exactly the first of the month or anything like that, but like the first week of every month, I plan on doing these market watch style videos, just so we can keep an eye out on things. And I know some people love this stuff. Some people love watching the market, even if it is for nefarious reasons where they just want to talk trash about a game. I get it. And as a content creator, I can't please everyone. I know for some people, this is like the most boring thing in the world. Like, who cares? Like, players who have all their play sets, like me, I don't really care about the market watch because I buy the cards as soon as they hit. As soon as they drop, I buy them. I get full play sets of everything. Not given to me. I buy them with my own money. And that's just how I operate. Sometimes I'll miss promos and stuff like that just because I don't even notice them. But it is what it is. So for some people like me, this is the most boring thing ever. But for some people, it's very exciting. I mean, I shouldn't say it's the most boring thing ever for me. I do at least like to get into it, but I think you guys know what I mean. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive straight into this. You know what you're getting into. This is a market watch style video. And first things first, about $9 a pack for OP05 boosters right now. Now, these are Japanese ones at the front. Do not be fooled by these $5 packs. They're much cheaper over in the Japanese stuff. But remember, guys, we can't use those cards in the West. Even if it's on the set that we're in, you can't use those in the West. That's not my rule. That's Bandai. Okay. So next up, so like we're saying, so it's about $9 to $10 a pack, which is outrageous, which is absolutely brutal. Okay. Now let's get into some individual cards. We got to talk about some of the mainstays that have been very expensive for a while now. First up, we have Kuzan. Real quick, guys, I don't care about alt art stuff. That's just me personally. I understand some people think this is crazy. Like, this card's $1,300. It's like, well, no, it's not. It's $18 for this card. If you want a special, one-of-a-kind, or super rare alt art that's like from a championship earning or whatever, sure. Then it's that expensive, but why would you buy that, right? If you want to buy that, that is up to you. And I'm not judging. Hey, you buy whatever you want. It's your money. But I'm talking more for the newer players. A newer player should not come in and try and buy a championship alt art card. That's ridiculous because you don't know if you're going to like the game yet. But for the players who have messed around on the sim and they want to try cards, Kuzan has kind of stayed it has kind of plateaued. Let me do like a 1-year scan of this. It was super cheap way back when I first got into the game back in OP02 when it first hit, and then as you see here, it spiked up to around 25 bucks almost. And then it's been going down. It'll probably sit around 15. I don't see it going much lower than that, actually. Because it is still a super rare, right? It's not a secret rare, but it is still super rare. That's the SR here. Someone correct me if I'm wrong with that. I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and check out his buddy, Borsalino. Again, this card is extremely popular. The Kuzan is popular, the 4-cost Kuzan we were just looking at. But he's not at the same level as Borsalino. It's just not the same. This card is much more useful. It has much more versatility. And it's seen in just pretty much every single deck that splashes black, unless it's like maybe, I don't know, maybe Rebecca doesn't run Borsalino, something like that. But this card I don't see going down. It's probably going to stay right around 45 to 50 bucks. It's somewhere in between 40 and $50 for the foreseeable future because, guys, they're just not printing any more of them unless they do start printing more of them. And there has been some talk that they're going to start printing more of certain cards, and that's a good thing. We want that. That is something we want. Let's talk about that for a second. Let me go to Katakuri real quick, and we'll actually talk about that. Whereas, whoops, that's not Katakuri. Where is? Oh, it fell off. I got to research it. But okay, let's look at Queen for a second. This game just absolutely blew up. Right? It grew so quickly. You have to give some leniency. And by the way, I'm not saying that Bandai's done a great job of handling this. They haven't. You're not going to hear me defend them in that sense. But you do have to have some kind of leniency when it comes to, like, okay, who could have foreseen this game going this big? Now, some people say I could have, but at the same time, as a business person, like someone who, I'm not like a business manager or anything. I'm just a teacher. But like someone, like, I do have somewhat of a business mind. And when I look at something like this, you do have to do it like in steps to make sure you don't, to make sure you're not producing too much to where it drops the value of your cards down to like nothing, right? There has to be, it's a, how do I say this? There's like an ebb and flow to the market, and you have to hit it just right, or you really mess up the future, the potential future of your game. So they are going through some growing pains. The game absolutely exploded onto the scene, and it's growing for all the right reasons, right? It's growing because the game is actually very fun. It has some problems, we all know that, but the game is very fun. There's big money to be made whether you're an investor. I know people don't like that's like a cuss word on here, especially on videos like this. But there's major money to be had through that, or just like winning tournaments. Like tournament winnings, those cards are selling for thousands of dollars, like we just saw. Like let me see something. Like these cards way back in the beginning. If we go back to like the beginning of One Piece, and you get to these, there might not even be any left, guys. Sorry, I got to run through these just to try and find one. The serialized Luffy cards. Those things are going for thousands of dollars, guys. Thousands of dollars. Again, here's one for 2,000. This is the Oda, the golden signature Oda version, and I think it might be on this last page here. We'll see. If not, oh well. Maybe I passed it. Who knows? The point is, some of these cards are just going for thousands and thousands of dollars, guys. This one's $550. This is a $2,000 one. Here's a $2,300 one. You guys get the point. It's absolutely outrageous. And here's a $4,000 one, right? This purple one right here. That's a manga or manga Luffy. For me, guys, that's oh, here it is. Nice, it popped up. Look at this card, guys. This card is $9,000. But guess what? This is just the starter 1 liter. Let me show you how much it actually would cost if you were to buy the same exact card just at the standard rarity. It's going to be like 10 cents, right? And I don't mean to harp on that. I know I mentioned it last time, but that is the most important thing. Here it is. As long as I can buy the base rarity card, like non-alt art, non-prize winning card, as long as I can buy the standard base rarity of the card for a cheap enough amount, I'm happy, right? That's where me and probably 90% of the player base is at. That just is what it is. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at so another card. We looked at Queen, looked at Luffy. We want to look at Katakuri real quick, and then we'll look at Bart. So this card is still just sky high, astronomical price, pretty much unattainable for new players unless you have deep pockets. But this, if I'm not mistaken, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but the list that just won Nationals in America, it was like a 2,000 player tournament, was an NL list that was running 4 of these. So, you know, it is what it is. This is a card that people want to run on their decks, but how are you going to justify spending $300 on 4 cards? You know, it's one of those situations. This needs to be fixed. I hope they're heading that trajectory. You know, I hope they're heading in that direction. And it sounds like they are. They have made some statements that they are trending in that direction. They're going to be reprinting some old card sets. But what does that even mean? I don't actually know. If you guys know, put it down in the comment section below. Next up, let's go over to Bardo. One of my biggest problems with this game, with the market, other than the stuff we just looked at, obviously, is cards like this right here. This is the lowest rarity of this card you can find. It's a promo card. Well, guess what just came out? Green Uda, Green Film Uda. This is a film card that can stand up film cards, so obviously people want to run it. It has great utility. It's a 2-cost 3K with a 1K counter. It's something you can draw off the leader effect. It's just a great card. Now, there's no way in the world I would buy it for $72, but again, this comes down to scarcity and probably some scalping. Now, there are only 3 pages of this card, and my question is, when did this card ever even come out? This is one of those cards that just escaped me that I've never seen ever released. Another one I got to show. It's one of those that, like, just I never saw it ever get released. It's the Blue Trafalgar Law promo. This one. I've never seen this card. You know, and this one's like $18 to $20 because, again, look, there's only 4 pages of it. It's one of now it has dipped way down in price. You know, it's not the same as Jinbei, of course, but it had this effect where at first it was extremely rare and expensive, so everyone was trying to get it. This card right here, let me go back like 1 year. Look how crazy this card got. This card was like in the $100 range for the base rarity of the card because it was so rare as a promo, and it had just showed up. It had just shown up in a winning list. So it's one of those situations where Bandai cannot do this, or I mean they can do whatever they want, right? You know, people can do whatever they want, I guess. But this is such a bad business model. Because, okay, when a new player hops in and sees, like, oh, cool, I want to try this mono blue Dofi deck. It looks really cool. You're going through it. You see, like, the Mihawk, and it's like, okay, you know, that's a little pricey at $15, you know, which isn't too crazy, by the way. But I'm saying you start putting the deck together, and then you get to the Jinbeis, and you're like, wait a minute, this card's like $30 a pop. You know, this is too much. So, it's outrageous. But other than that, other than like these few examples we brought up, One more we do have to talk about is Nami, Film Nami. This card is at almost $25 a pop. Now, you might as well call it $25. Because, again, Uda, the deck just came out. And let's go to that real quick, by the way. Let's go to, where is it? See, starter deck. Here it is. Here's Uda. So, starter deck Uda just came out. This thing should be like 12 bucks, guys. It's like 25, though. Like, this realistically should be somewhere between $10 and $15, depending on where you are. U.S., guys. That's another thing I should mention. I'm always talking about U.S. dollars, guys, because I have absolutely no idea what everyone else's currency is. But this, realistically, this should have been like $12. But it's going for 24, 25 bucks. Unreasonable. Totally unreasonable for us. And again, this is a starter deck. This is supposed to be a deck that people want to buy to get into the game. It's only 50 cards. 51 if you count the leader. And by the way, this is a solid starter. Like, just straight up, this is a solid starter. But hey, if you want to improve it, if you want to make this a playable deck like in a tournament where you can do decent, okay, well, now you have to drop $100 because 4 of these Namis. And then what do you want for your top end? Right now, we're seeing a lot of Eustace Kid pop up. Where is it? This card right here. We're seeing this card pop up in lists over in the East. So people are following the list over in the East, and they're pre-buying these cards, predicting how good they'll be based off early winnings. And you see what that does to the market. And by the way, and sellers see how they're doing, and they'll up at $5 just so they can save their investment. You know, so they can potentially make more off what they're doing. And it's business, guys. Love it or hate it, it is what it is. And by the way, I'm not even going to go down that tangent. That's another reason why we should be on the exact same meta as the East. So that way they can't do stuff like this, you know, and we'll be all caught up. Number one, they need to print more cards, like we said. Number two, they need to catch us up with the East. And number three, anytime a card gets absolutely out of control with the price, like over $40 a card, yeah, it's time for a premium, what's it called? The premium Bandai store bundle, right? That's what they need to do all the time with these cards that are just outrageously expensive. And that's an easy way for them to make more money, so why wouldn't they do it? And it's an easy way to fix the market. And also, winner promo cards, like cards that will get people to leave their houses to go win these, said cards that cost way too much or that are getting really expensive. Why don't I just go to the tournament tonight and try and win them? Make them even like participation cards in some cases, like for, some of them. But, and again, it just depends on what's going on with the market. That's the number one thing, is what's going on in the market. Okay, we got a few more things I want to look at. We want to look at some future buys. Let's go to One Piece. And let's look at the 3 captains. Actually, hang on. Let me look at it like this. One Piece, Wings of the Captain. So this is OP06 coming out in, I think in about 1 month or so, a month and a half or so. Look what's going on, guys. For 1 box, it's already projected at $250 for a box. $9 for booster packs. Like, there's no picture, but this is the OP06 English booster packs. These are pre-sale items. You see how it says pre-sale up here? These are pre-sale items that are not even out yet, but people are buying them ahead of time. For a case, it's $2,500. $250 for a box. Excuse me. This is getting outrageous. Like, this has to be dealt with, in my personal opinion. I'm not trying to be negative. I always try to be positive. Like I said earlier, I was defending earlier, at least to some extent, the fact that this is a new game and it's grown so quickly. But okay, we see how fast it's growing. Now it's Bandai's turn to step up. We've shown how much we want to play this game. Like, hey guys, the demand is there. Are you going to be able to supply it? Because I think that's the only thing that can hurt this game going forward, is Bandai not printing enough cards. Because, guys, I still don't have my Uda deck. The ST11 we were just looking at, where did it go? ST11 Uda. I still don't have mine. And I'm the kind of person, I go and buy mine right away. Like, I go to the store and I buy mine to my local game store, and I buy these up. They're nowhere to be found. It's one of those situations where it's like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to only use the TCGplayer.com and just order every card individually? Because a lot of people like to open packs. I like to open for every single set, I try to open 2 boxes. Because number one, you are guaranteed alt arts in there. Maybe not the best alt art. You're guaranteed an alt art, and you might get lucky and get something really crazy like a manga, right? Well, in that case, that helps pay for your box. And now you have all your commons and uncommons and probably some of the rares you needed, and you could just buy up the rest from there or trade for the rest from there. That's perfect. And it makes everybody happy. It makes the stores happy because they're selling boxes like crazy, and it makes the customers happy. So, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, guys. I know y'all know most of this stuff, or if not all of this. None of this is that advanced. None of this is that technical. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So I don't want to ramble on for too long. I just want to give you guys a quick update. Things are outrageous right now, especially with specific cards. And hopefully they fix it very soon. If I missed any cards that are like really, you know, popping off, like even actually, let me look at one more. Let me get a Lin. This card has gone down to 7 cost Lin. Thank goodness this has gone down. It's dipping down pretty quickly. Now 10 Lin, this is what I call 10 Lin, and the other one I call 7 Lin. 10 Lin has gone up. This one has started going up and up and up in price because, hey, they never banned it, and it seems like it's a really strong card, right? So people are starting to want it. And again, I'm not really going to talk about alt arts. That's up to you if you want to buy these. Alt arts aren't really my thing. They're not really things I care about. They're not really things I look at, right? Because, if you have the money, and it's your money, so do what you want with it. If you want to buy alt arts, that's on you. But I need to at least see when the base rarity of a card is affordable. Okay, well, all right, that's about it, guys. Like I said, if I missed anything, please help me out down in the comment section below. Things do look like they're going down a little bit in price. With OP, the only thing that looks like is not going down in price that's concerning is OP06. Because when OP06 hits, people are going to want to play the new decks. They're going to want to play Gecko Moria. They're going to want to play Reiju. They're going to want, and then when the ST13 hits with the or ST12, ST13, the three captains, the three brothers. We got to get that real quick. Oh, this is 3 captains. Sorry, I thought it said 3 brothers. Hang on one second. When that hits, guys, everyone's going to want that. Oh well, I don't see it on here. Maybe it's not out yet. There's probably not even pre-orders available because I don't think it comes out for another 2 months or so. But anyway, long story short, hopefully things are starting to get a little bit better. It looks like they are. Like at first glance, it does look like things are getting a little bit better. Some cards are spiking up and some are staying the same. And most cards are still affordable. That's the major thing, is most of the decks are affordable. It's just a few cards they just need to reprint. They need to do premium Bandai stuff. They need to give us more ways to get them, you know, and so on and so forth. And how's about this? Just reprint the starter decks. That's another one we'll look at real quick before we go. You know, Hina. This card is $18. Let's just call it, you might as well call it $20. Here it is. $20 per card, $80 for a set of Hinas. Great Eruption. Okay. Same thing, about 17 to 18 bucks card, going up to 19, 20. These are cards that they could easily just reprint. Like, I don't understand why they don't. They did say they're going to reprint something, but I'm not sure what just yet. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. I'm done rambling. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Again, did I miss anything? Did I say something? Y'all help me out. Y'all know the routine. And hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.